And good morning, everyone. Welcome to This Day.
Good morning. Today is Thursday, and it's December 19th, and it is National... It is,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Oh,
it
good.
is.
Just checking. And it's National Hard Candy Day, and literally, hard candy
okay.
was used as medicine. As,
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, that's a
when.
unique one.
Yes. So
Wow.
we'll tell you a little bit of history about that.
I like that one. That's very good. And on our show today, we have Sydney Whitney here today. She's, of course, involved with the Thrive Project, and she's going to talk about the, coming up, their campaign for 2020. Also, we have a gentleman here from a company called Octane, and we're going to find out what that is all about, and then we're going to bring you a couple more segments as well.
All right, our meetings today, we have the GRF Agenda Prep meeting, and that will be in the Willow Room at 9:30 in the morning. All right, so a hard candy boiled sweet is a sugar candy prepared from one or more sugar-based syrups that is boiled to a temperature of 160 Celsius or 320 degrees Fahrenheit to make the candy. Among the many hard candy varieties are stick candies such as the candy canes, lollipops, aniseed twist, and, my French isn't so good, ThisDay December. So those you can find in France and also probably around here in some specialized candy stores. Most hard candy is nearly 100% sugar by weight, with a tiny amount of other ingredients for color or flavor, and negligible water content in the final product. Recipes for hard candy may use syrups of sucrose, glucose, fructose, or other sugars. Now the syrup concoction is then poured into a mold and then cooled and then served. Now, strangely, in the Middle Ages, candy appeared on the tables of only the most wealthy, excuse me, at first. The first candy came to America in the early 18th century from Britain and France. Now, before the Industrial Revolution, candy was often considered a form of medicine, either used to calm the digestive system or cool a sore throat. And in the next slide, well, actually, this slide is pretty interesting because it's got the doctor on the one side and then all the ingredients listed in the candy to include all those things I mentioned, fructose, sucrose. So in any case, very interesting. So there you go.
Yeah. You sound like you need one. I sound like I need one.
I do all of a sudden. You
right
must have
now.
given
Well,
me
I've got my lozenge here. Hopefully I don't start coughing like I did yesterday. The studio's warm in the morning, and then we got a big blower in the back there that starts to right over where we're sitting, and it starts drying everything out. So we'll need hard candies, I think. Yes. All right. Look at that beautiful shot out there. Wow. I love that. Is that Route 66? That's kind of what it looks like, doesn't it? Really nice. I love that. We got a remote camera out there. Hey, today and tomorrow we got some nice weather with us, sunny and mild. And starts out cold. We were 37 degrees this morning at our house. So it's starting out cold because it's clear out. And then we get going up really by, compared to what we were, by like 30 degrees. And you see 68 today, 70 tomorrow. Pop that back down a little bit as we get to Saturday. Now, here's what the rain looks like right now. It looks as though I have 20% late evening rain on Sunday. So what we're really talking about is really late. Maybe we'll get it before midnight. You know, maybe like 11 o'clock or so. And it would be just a little bit. More than likely, it would be afterwards. Scattered showers on Monday. That's going to be the day that'll be on and off. Some sunshine maybe there as well. Then Christmas Eve, we're looking at some morning rain of this left over. Then there's another system that's going to come in on Christmas. So we could actually get a little bit of rain Wednesday morning and then kind of go away, and then another system coming in Christmas night over into the 26th, Thursday, and that should be a decent amount of rain. So really, this thing can play off depending how the system makes its way down here. But really, do expect, maybe, I doubt on Sunday if it would, it'd be really late, but do expect some sort of rain on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. It's just how it's, and Friday of next week. So really, all of next week. We'll see what happens, just how it plays out. Let's look around the county and all. And temperatures are up today, you know, very nice. Palm Springs, 68, so they're up. And most of Orange County is mid to upper 60s. We could get a little warmer than that. I think we actually will because it's just started out so clear this morning. Big Bear, 44 degrees. So You know, nice today and tomorrow, a little more clouds coming in on Saturday, and then we move into some rainy time coming up later. Ooh, look at that. Is that Mono Lake? That's what it looks like. Yeah, it does look like Mono Lake. That is a cool place if you have not been there. All those things there are made by this type of fly. Seriously, I learned all about it. We walked all around there one day. Really cool. All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
Envision, the eye doctor's #1 choice.
We are a community of surgeons and optometrists dedicated to helping you live better by seeing better.
We offer advanced lens options to fit your lifestyle. We also offer the latest in laser technology for cataract surgery. We are Envision, the eye doctor's #1 choice.
With clear vision, all things are possible. To schedule your appointment, contact us at 866-599-2740.
There's a certain feeling you get around the holidays, a time of year to reflect on all that is well. There's also a certain feeling you get from giving back to those less fortunate. It's a feeling that comes from the heart when you give back not because you have to, because you want to. It's a personal way of paying it forward. That feeling is amazing.
South County Lexus wishes you and your family an amazing holiday season.
South County Lexus here in Mission Viejo, and I have Pat Lustig with me. Welcome. Thank you for having us.
Hello.
It's been a while. Nice to see you. So give me kind of an overview about South County Lexus and sort of where we're at with technology today in our cars.
Technology is advanced, and advances probably faster than we can keep up with. We still have, since the last time we spoke, we still have these technology specialists that help assist our customers to understand the cars, and for that matter, let us, understand them. So they're the experts. But technology is advancing. Safety is probably the biggest concern. Fuel efficiencies. The designs haven't changed too much, but the technology on what operates under the cars has changed drastically. A lot of the technology's moved with the fact of interacting with your phones. Some of the biggest problems people have is they live and die by their phones these days, and now they get into a car. We don't want them to be sitting on their phone and crash into somebody, so now getting the car to communicate with your phone so you can communicate while you're watching the road. That technology is advancing. Depending on the model, there's, one thing that's really popular on the more expensive models is heads-up display on your windshield.
Okay.
So you're driving down the road and you don't even have to look down for anything. It's all up on your windshield. Just in little tiny holograms that are showing up on your windshield while you're driving, which is nice. Speedometers. Some of the technologies, you're driving down the road and the car actually pulls up the speed limit sign on your dash without you having to look at the speed limit, and then it tells you what speed you're going. So there's some pretty cool stuff. And there's a lot more stuff coming. I've seen an advanced look at the technology that's coming ahead, and it's pretty much that technology I'm sure it'll transcend other brands, but Lexus is at the forefront of the technology being safe. So.
Well, it sounds amazing, and right now we're all a little nervous about some of the technology, so I'm glad that you have specialists that can walk us through what we need to know on the cars. So let's talk a little bit about your dealership here in Mission Viejo and why it's different than some of the other dealerships.
We've been different. Our slogan is, start off different, just like you, and then right now it's different is amazing. We wanted to give a small town feel to our customers and be interactive as a special relationship with each customer. Once you get doing volume and everything, I think we've all been there where you feel like you're just a number. You're just that person, irritated on the phone trying to get through to somebody, that kind of stuff. Our goal has always been to build a relationship that's long-lasting with each individual guest that comes into our store. Are we perfect? No, but we've moved some numbers that are pretty extravagant in our industry, and I think that the rest of the industry, especially in the Lexus world, is gravitating towards that relationship building with the customer, because as time goes on, there's ups and downs in the market, but if you can create a loyalty with consumers for your brand, for your dealership, and for you for that matter. In the car business, that isn't something that's been embraced by the general industry. So we've stuck with it, and it's paid off handsomely for us, and we've got great friendships and relationships that go beyond selling cars and servicing them.
Well, we know that our residents of Laguna Woods come to you, and we have a couple of cars that we're going to talk about that are some of the most popular cars in the village, and we did get to test drive one, which was super fun. It was the 2019 UXH 250 F Sport. And so tell us a little bit about some of the features that we went through in the car.
Well, I think we went through most of the safety features on the camera. The UX hybrid also comes with the all-wheel drive technology, and some people think, I don't need all-wheel drive, I don't go to the mountains. Well, this isn't about going to the mountains. It's basically the overall handling of the vehicle.
Right.
It is a benefit when you get into environments of rain and snow for traction purposes, but the overall handling and ride of that vehicle is superior to that is not the hybrid or the hybrid all-wheel drive system.
Right, okay, all right.
So.
Now, one thing I noticed, because I had never been in a hybrid car before, I didn't know that the car was even on. So tell me how do you adjust to that?
It's almost like today's day and age, you're in the cockpit of an airplane, okay? And you mentioned your son's a pilot. Well, you've got to go through the sequence of things before you actually jump in and fly.
Right.
Well, same thing in the car, and the little dash, when I pointed the button out to you that says ready,
Yes.
that's when you're ready to go.
Yeah, that's true, because you don't hear the engine at all.
Well, the car's just not starting a car nowadays.
Right.
And when you get into the car, there's, each car has a different number of computer systems in the car. It's not just one computer, it's a multitude of computer systems in there. So just like you load up or start up your computer at home, it's got to boot through all the systems. Well, that's the way a car is nowadays. It has to go through all of this stuff.
Right.
So.
Now, one thing about this specific car is that it's kind of geared towards people of all different sizes. If you could just touch on that a little bit, why this one was so special.
Well, probably the most special thing as far as the culture of Lexus is, it's the very first vehicle that was where the chief engineer of this vehicle was a woman, a Japanese woman.
Okay.
And I know that a lot of women, or men for that matter, but the comforts of a car and how easy it is to, how you feel when you're sitting in the car and how you look out the windshield, and a lot of those things were important things, and this woman put this together with her team and developed this car where the success level of it is huge. I don't know if you guys have ever seen in the freeway where someone's just sitting up there on top of their steering wheel, that they're uncomfortable, they're trying to see over the freeway. I never was like that, but I've seen a lot of it, and this vehicle kind of eliminates that, that feel for that. It's the stature of the vehicle's elevated enough to give you that feel of being able to see everything. It's not too high where you feel like you're driving around one of those big trucks.
Right.
But it's just the feel when you get into it, and the creature comforts and all the little things about visuality of outward looking, and then the creature comforts inside the vehicle. So it seems subtle, but it's important, very important, and consumers are letting us know that.
Let's talk just a little bit about some of the safety features that were in that car.
Well, I think some of the stuff it's pretty much the standard in our lineup right now. The technology, things like the lane keep warning system. If you're drifting off the lane, the vehicle will let you know.
Right.
If your blind spot monitoring system and you're looking, and a lot of times you don't see that car that's sitting in your side. You look in your rearview mirror, you don't see it because the person's a little bit too close to you, or it's a motorcycle or whatever it may be. The sensors on the vehicle pick it up and put a little light that flashes in your side mirror.
Right.
The backup camera systems and the pedestrian safety system.
Right.
You're backing up your car, and a car's coming in a parking lot, and it senses the car and it'll stop the car for you. Cruise control. I mean, you're putting cruise control on, and cruise control is it's not autopilot. And if someone's selling you a car telling you it's autopilot, I would not buy the car.
Yeah.
The technology is coming. To give you an example, it was given to me in the engineering of Lexus, is the Generation 5, which is full autonomy, where you don't even have someone driving the car, you just jump in the car. They feel it's way off into the future, more so than everyone letting you believe it's like already there, it's coming out. Well, the technology of something going down the freeway and reading a billboard where it's got a person in the billboard, they can't determine if that's a real person or if it's just a sign.
Right.
The technology that they had before, if you had a steel plate sticking up on a construction site and this radar device was taking a signal off of it. There's things that can happen that's being refined, but ultimately the full autonomous car is a long way off in the future.
Right. So one of the cars that we didn't get to drive was the ESH 350, which is one of the most popular cars that the folks in the village drive. So just give me a little overview of that one.
Well, the ES, okay, which is the sedan, Lexus sedan. It's a medium-sized sedan. It's not the big LS, but it's probably the most the highest volume of vehicle that's sold in the village. The ES has evolved. It's been out for several years. The very first car that came out with Lexus was in 1989. It was a 1990 model. It was an ES 250.
Okay.
So that same platform of vehicle has evolved into today, where there's more and more leaning towards the hybrid version of it.
Right.
So a lot of people in the village drive one that's not a hybrid. Well, it's evolved where it's pushing 50% of the sales are becoming hybrid technology, because the price has come down to the parity on the two vehicles is within $1,000 of each other.
Okay.
You guys are watching a video of that car right now. The ES, there's an entry level that starts in the low 40s.
Okay.
Most of them are in the mid 40s.
Okay.
They have a ultra luxury version that pushes about 50,000.
Okay, and did I see that it actually got luxury sedan Best Buy for 2019?
Yes.
That's awesome. Well, that's great. Well, this has been wonderful. It's nice to revisit. Everything looks great, and I certainly enjoyed driving the cars, so thank you so much.
Anytime, you come back.
I will, and I really want to test drive one of these fast ones one of these days.
I
know that yellow one is definitely one of the ones I'd love to test drive just for fun. Thank you again.
You're welcome.
And remember, if you wanted to test drive any of the cars that we've mentioned or any of the cars on their lot, you can go to South County Lexus here off of Marguerite and Avery.
We're a family business. I have my wife, my two sons that work in the business with me. So we really actually are a family-run business. We call them our extended family. We do it from the moment they walk into the office. We actually have personal relationships and friendships with our clients.
They're not just a client, they are part of our friends and family.
That's what we do here at Sterling Financial Advisors. We help people get peace of mind and quality of life in retirement.
Welcome back. We have Cindy Whitney here, who is going to talk to us about the Thrive Project. Hi, welcome.
Thank you very much, Lisa. Nice to see you today.
You too. And, you know, I know that you're more on this side than this side, so now we get to interview you.
Yeah, right, I know.
Although we're not talking about your show, but we are talking about Thrive, which you're a big part of.
I am. I've been with Thrive for a couple of years, and it's really exciting because there's we worked on the Centenarian Project, and there's really exciting things that you get to do working with the Thrive Project, and we're here to talk about one of those things today.
Well, good. Well, it's a kindness project, right?
It is. We're rolling something out for the entire year of 2020, and it is a kindness project. It's an opportunity to encourage people to perform selfless acts, because kindness is basically doing something for someone with nothing expected in return.
Okay.
And so both people benefit, actually. You benefit by being a person generating this kind act, and of course, they will benefit from it as well in a lot of different ways, and we're going to talk about that.
That is really a nice thing, and that's going to be for the whole year. Now, you said that there's sort of a backstory here. How did this come about?
Well, there is. Well, it started with Joan Milliman, because she's kind of our resident researcher, and she came up with the idea of, you know, she's always looking for things that Thrive can do to be of benefit to our residents. And she thought, well, how about kindness or forgiveness or something like that? that. So we landed on kindness, and in researching kindness, we realized that right up the freeway from us is the city of Anaheim, known as the City of Kindness. So Eileen Paulin in our marketing and communications area knew someone there. So we went and researched their kindness project.
Okay.
And it goes back to 2002 when there was a young girl, Sofia Jajewski. She unfortunately was in a terrible car accident and she lost her life. Her father was, very distraught, and he was going through her personal belongings, and he came across all of these drawings that she had done of rainbows with these words about kindness on them. He was so moved by them, he copied them and he posted them all over the city of Anaheim. And they noticed an uptick in kind gestures and behaviors. Something was happening because of these posters that he put up. So, okay, that was 2002, but along the way, things started to happen in Anaheim. There was an uptick in crime. They had major crimes, robberies, assaults, murders. They had, just other types of normal crimes, vandalism and things like that, gang violence, and bullying in schools and workplaces, and just a culture of incivility. And so one of the council members, Tom Tate, said, "I remember those kindness posters, and I'm wondering if I ran on the platform of kindness, what would happen?" Well, he won the election.
Oh, wow.
He won the election, and so he put out this whole program. He went, of course, and worked with people and said, how do we go about doing this? What are the areas of greatest need? Homelessness is an area of greatest need. Crime, of course. Working with people to, instill these feelings of giving and, understanding one another and connecting with one another. And before you knew it, it was about 1.5 to 2 years later, bullying went down, test scores and homework assignments were done, and kids were getting along better in schools. Crime was reduced. Everybody, emergency preparedness for somehow got strengthened because people were connecting with other people. They knew they were there, and when something happened, a fire happened, they were able to reach out to these people. There were so many benefits of having kindness. People's health got better. Their anxiety levels went down, their blood pressure was reduced, loneliness. Loneliness is a very bad thing because it can lead to depression if people lose their independence and become lonely. So many benefits. So we invited him here. Tom Tate came and he spoke to us about a month ago.
Okay.
And told us the whole thing. He was so generous with his time. And so we said, we've got to do this because, of course, our community is different. We're not the city of Anaheim, but we have different needs here. How will it look here? So that's what we're working on.
Well, I would imagine now we had a psychologist on the other day who was talking about loneliness and depression, especially this time of year. So as a whole of our community, what would you say some of the general issues are when it comes to loneliness?
Well, I mean, people, when they begin to, as I say, they lose their independence, sometimes I talk about this and I say, there are a series of micro losses sometime when we age, and in this time of our lives. It's a wonderful time of life, but none of us is from here. So let's assume that we've lost the home we used to live in. Generally, we're not working, so we lost the job we used to, not lose it, but we don't have it anymore. So our identity sometimes was linked with that. So we're losing a little bit of our identity. Maybe we've lost some of our finances. There's these little losses. Maybe you lost a little bit of your hearing. Maybe you lost a little bit of your mobility. Maybe you see what I mean? There's all of these things that begin to change, and none of us has been this age before. So we're trying to deal with it. So there's the issues of struggling to find out what we can do, because that's what we're trying to focus on. What are the things I can still do and be good at and enjoy? And so there's this balance that we're always trying to achieve day to day.
Right, exactly. And then I had read an article actually this morning that was talking about how we should go a little easy on the people that are around us because we don't know what they're going through, right, on a regular basis. Just all those things you just mentioned, plus maybe they lost a loved one or they're struggling in a marriage or whatever the case might be. You just don't know. So I think that's a great idea. Tell me about when and what are some of the things that you're looking for from the community?
Well, we're going to follow the Anaheim model, and we're going to reach out to the boards and other clubs and different groups, and find out, is there an area of greater need? And we can sort of start there.
Okay.
But we're not going to wait for that. We're going to go out and we're going to have speakers. We're going to have, I'm going to do a class. I'm putting it together now. It's a workshop on reframing, because reframing is that looking at something differently, changing the content or the context of something so you feel differently about it.
Okay.
I'll give you a weird example of that, and one of them is, I have a crepe myrtle tree, and the first 2 years I lived in Laguna Woods, I hated that tree because it was the messiest darn tree I ever saw in my life, and dropped everything in my patio.
Sure.
Hate that tree. 8 months of the year is always dry. And then I said, stop that. You have this beautiful tree that in the spring, these little buds bloom and hearken the coming of spring. You have this pink blossoms that carpet your patio. In the fall, you have these golden yellow leaves. So it's like you have seasons because of that tree. And I started looking at this tree so differently, and I love that tree now. And even when there's nothing on it, the bark is beautiful. So taking something and turn it around and look at it in a positive way, you'll feel better about things. And the other thing is changing the way we speak to people. That's a way that you can generate kindness, is don't be mean-spirited. The first thing you say to someone or in talking to them, you shouldn't be angry or hostile. There's other ways to communicate things. So, we'll look at how do we reframe everything.
And when do you plan to have that class?
I'm finishing it up, so I would say it probably won't be for a couple of months, but I just want to make sure, and I want to make sure there's interest in it, and maybe I'll get some input from people too, because I'd like to know what they'd like to have in the class. So, and it's not just limited to human beings. We'll reach out to the cat and dog clubs and say, we can be kinder, because our animals are always kind to us.
Yes, that's right, unconditionally.
Unconditionally, so we should do that. We want to make sure that the social infrastructure of our community is healthy and sound, and we can do that by being kinder to each other. And we're going to have some things that we're going to have we're going to promote. One of them is books. We have some books that we're recommending. I contacted the library, and they're going to see if they can get some books that they can recommend too, books on compassion and books on...
that's cute. How full is your bucket?
And that's an interesting one.
That's a good one.
That's saying, associate with people, be around people that fill your bucket, that make you feel good, not people that dip into it and make you feel bad. So get your bucket full. And then we're going, because of the generosity of Village Television, we're going to have some wonderful films that are going to be on in the month of February, because February is Valentine's and all about love, and so these are movies about kindness, and Patch Adams and Snow White and Homeward Bound, Dead Man Walking, Amelie.
Oh, that's great.
And so we've got some really good films that will help remind people. There's a lot of different ways to be kind.
Right.
I mean, we can be kind to someone that we don't know, someone that we do know. We can schedule a kindness act. Take somebody to the John Wayne Airport. You can be really kind to them and take them to LAX.
That'd be really, really kind.
No, that's too much. but you can do those types of things, or just say hello to someone when you see them.
Right.
Just say hello and smile. It makes all the difference in the world.
It does, and even if I mean, these are all things we know as common sense, but reminding us ourselves. There's another book called The Secret. That is a really good one too. That talks a lot about just knowing, how to behave, just like you're saying.
Yes,
so should be good.
And
wonderful.
Patience,
that's a good one. All the way around.
It certainly is. It certainly is.
Well, good.
Yes.
Well, did I miss anything?
No, I think just stay tuned for this. It's coming. We're going to be rolling it out. We'll be at events too. We'll be at the wellness events for sure.
All right.
We might even have it at some of the others. The Bonanza and maybe Woodstock. I mean, there's a lot of different ways to be kind. So so we'll be out there promoting it, and give us your ideas.
Okay.
We want to know so that we can have fully involve everybody in this, and I'm interested to see the results. I really am. I think that we can make a healthier community as a result of this too.
I like it. Sounds great. Well, good luck to you.
Thank you so much, Lisa.
All right, thanks for being here.
Okay.
And remember, when you are out and about, make sure you look at the glass half full instead of half empty. We'll be right back.
Hi, everybody. I'm Sean Thomas. Welcome to Sports Talk. Come join me here every Thursday at 11:30 a.m. for sports highlights, tournament news, and interviews for Laguna Woods residents and around the world. Hey, maybe even Broadway. It's a beautiful day for a ball game. Put it on your calendar. Thursday mornings, a great way to start your day with me and the Sports Talk way. Or even a triple's okay. I'll see you then.
Need your assistance on this one.
Used to keep it cool.
You did a good job.
Maybe it's time for me to go.
I'm overmatched for the first time since I can remember. I just need somebody to believe in me.
Who's doing that LA night? Nobody.
Hello, Laguna Woods. I would like to invite you to watch our new television show called Inspiration for Today. It's on every weekday morning right here on Channel 6 at 7:30 a.m. Saddleback Church of Laguna Woods hopes to start your day with encouraging stories, inspirational music, and lots of laughs, too. Remember, Saddleback Church meets weekly in Clubhouse 5 at 9 and 11. We would love to serve you a free breakfast and have you join with us for worship.
Well, I'd like to welcome a guest that I think is part of a very interesting company. His name is Bill Carpoo, and the company is called Octane, and we're going to find out what that is all about. And I read somewhat about it online, Bill, and first, thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Great to have you here today. And it's really interesting. So tell us kind of what Octane is all about.
Yeah, so Octane is a really kind of an interesting organization, and there's a lot of things that we do. So let me focus it in three areas.
Sure.
The first is everything we do is really centered around technology or medical technology.
Okay.
So device, pharma, leading and cutting edge technology, and really convening and bringing together that ecosystem here in Southern California. Very centric to Orange County, but Southern California focused. And we have a variety of conferences, content, thought leadership that are all around those industries.
Okay.
And that's what we refer to as Octane Connect. The second component is our accelerator, and it's called Launchpad. And
I love all these names, how they go together.
Yeah, somewhere in all of this, it kind of ties together.
Yeah, you're not a racing organization, are you?
We're not a racing organization, but of course, Octane means fueling, fueling progress and moving companies along. So Launchpad works with early stage companies.
Okay.
And we see as many as 400 a year, and then decide to work on somewhere's 40 to 50, is about what we're staffed to do. And what we do is we help them prepare for investors on both the private and the institutional side. And so it's those companies looking for, it could be anywhere from $2 to $25 million.
Okay.
And they've got a great idea. And what they've done is they've passed our process. It's very mentor driven. It's pro bono for the company. There's a lot of individuals in the ecosystem here that help those companies and give them feedback, and it provides them an opportunity to now get in front of investors.
This kind of reminds me a bit of the show, although this is different technology, Silicon Valley. Whereas you have these upstart software developers, and they're looking for a way to get it out there, and they work with a company that goes out and markets them and finds the right people, the investors and angel investors, to come in and look at the company, and they handpick. They only select what they think is going to work the best, and it kind of sounds like what you do, only more with medical devices and such.
Yeah, so it's more focused industry. The other thing is we tend to be a little bit later stage, and there's a lot of there's a lot of oxymorons. I mean, people talk about startups, early stage. What really is it? I mean, from the time that you have an idea to the time that you actually produce revenue, some companies could be 7, 8, 10 years.
Sure.
So we're a little bit further along in that journey. A company that comes to us isn't generally, in their garage, creating an idea and working on a business plan for the first time. They've already gone through that. They've already raised some capital. They've got a proof of concept that seems that it'll work in the, in the market from that standpoint. And we're going to help get them to an institutional round of funding.
Okay.
But it's all a continuum is really what it is.
So what are some of the companies, if you can talk about them, maybe you've helped along the way?
There's a variety. I mean, I'm thinking off the top of my head, Bonte, Recros Medical, Senendo, which is in dental care, right here locally, meaning right down the street. MavenLink, which is a cloud-based project management software company. So we've worked with close to 600 companies now since 2010. 86% of them receive funding afterwards because we give them very precise analytics. So they've got very, very high credibility with investors. And we like to see these companies grow. So what's great is referring to a company that came through with 2 founders, and today they employ 450 people, and they've got 10 locations throughout the country and even internationally. Those are great success stories for us.
And it sounds like a lot of these companies that the end user, meaning the people that are watching right now, may not know their names. However, they may in some way be affected by their product. They may go see their dentist or their eye care professional or whatever it might be, and they may be using these products, these devices, whatever it may be.
Well, yeah, you're exactly right. And I think as you look at this, we cover the dental market, we cover the medical aesthetics market, and everybody wants to look good, from that standpoint. But ophthalmology is even a level above those. And the reason is this is the epicenter for ophthalmology innovation in the world, globally. And as we all age, we need ophthalmologists for a whole variety of different reasons. So it's interesting seeing the innovation and the technology that changes just year to year, whether it's on the device side or the pharma side.
And we have clients that come on, and some been with us for a long time, and in the eye care and dental, and it's amazing. Even what I've learned, and the technology is just absolutely astounding.
And each year we have an ophthalmology conference, which is open to the public, to attend, and you could see cutting edge innovation and cutting edge, devices in pharma, and the next step in ophthalmology. But every major company is represented in that, and we've even got some of the leading physicians that attend that.
Yeah. Now I hear you may have plans to move to the Great Park area. Right now you're close by?
Yeah, we're in Aliso Viejo, and Aliso Viejo as a city has been great to us.
Yeah.
And, we want to maintain some type of footprint, but our requirements are to really grow and scale and have greater space than we do, but more importantly, be a part of something that I think we've got our own identity. So we're in the process of creating a very strategic partnership with 5 Point, who is the developer. And the 5 Point team is just so progressive. As I say, they could see around the corner, and what they're really building there is a city. So it's more than just a relocation of Octane. It's for us to really be a foundational part of the next generation city of Orange County.
Yeah, in fact, you can kind of look out and see some of their buildings right from here. And
there you go.
Yeah, there they are.
I could see it.
We could see it.
The other thing, and is if you speak to the CEO, Emil Haddad, a lot of this has to do with just making Orange County cool for the younger generation. And there's not necessarily a downtown, so the Great Park's going to mix innovation and live, work, entertain, sports, education, all of those things in one place.
Yeah, I think it's very well needed, and it's at a great location. How do you go about? You mentioned you don't go with every company that comes in, or how do you choose? Is it by their product or how solvent they are, or how far along they've been, or a little bit of everything?
Yeah, and that's a great question, because it really becomes the strength, I think, of what we do. I'll just give you kind of rough numbers. If we look at 400 companies a year, we almost immediately vet out half of them. So we're left with 200, and it just they could be too early. They may not even be in the right industry. And then once you get to 200, you start to look at business plans, and generally there's 100 out of that. So these things seem to go in 50% increments, and we'll invite 100 in, and then it's really who has a compelling message, who has something that's cutting edge, where is it well thought out, and a lot of it has to do with the coachability of the CEO.
Yeah.
Because we're offering this as a pro bono platform, and so the last thing we want to do is take resources that are volunteering their time to Octane and put them around a CEO who's not really going to listen to us anyway.
Yeah, that's a very good point, coachability. I think that's very true, yeah.
And at the end of this, the companies get over 30 predictive analytics. So we stack rank the companies against the 600 that have come through and used the program before, and put them in deciles in 30 different categories. So as an investor, you could look at that and say, well, they're ranking high here and in the middle there, and it just gives you a sense of diligence and an ability to ask questions before you're making an emotional decision.
Yeah, these companies themselves, do they put any money out to begin with for your service, or you said it's pro bono?
It's pro bono.
Okay.
So the platform itself, the Launchpad platform itself, is pro bono, and really what I didn't cover is the third component of Octane, which is then our OES, Octane Enterprise Solutions. And so as those companies come through the pro bono accelerator, which is supported by a grant from the SBDC, they then have the opportunity to elect to enter the OES platform, and for a fee, help with capital raising, help with operational improvement, helping access to talent, and help with a shared services platform to enable their back office and operate more efficiently. So what we're really trying to do is get these ideas formed in a company, get them out there faster, get the capital in place, but then get them up the revenue curve so they're independent that much quicker.
And as you said, a lot of these companies, if not all, are based within Southern California and in Orange County here. So it in turn flows back to the community one way or another, either that they're gaining revenue and tax revenue, of course. They're employing, like you said, that one company has several hundred employees after a few years is incredible. What a benefit.
Yeah, and we have a lot of different metrics that we measure the organization on, but the one that we're the most vocal on is we have a goal of creating 55,000 high-paying jobs by the year 2030, and we're well on our way to achieving that. And that really has an impact on the community. It has an impact on taxes. It has an impact on reinvestment back into the community. So there's a fairly substantial impact that this will have on the Orange County area, and really South County more so.
Yeah, not only that, the products that they may produce end up one day helping the average person that needs some sort of medical care.
Right, and as you said, most of these products aren't sold directly to the consumer. They're sold to the Allergans and the Medtronics and the Edwardses, and they're companies that create that, and then they're out into the Hogues and the Kaisers and the Memorial Cares. But at the end of the day, it's the consumer that's using them.
Yeah, it is. Bill, thank you very much for coming on.
Thank you.
I find this fascinating. It's really interesting.
Well, I appreciate the time, and have a great holiday season.
Yeah, you too. And folks, if you want to find out more just about the company, all you have to do is look up, Google Octane Orange County, right?
Octane OC.
Octane OC.
And we've got a new website we've just come out with, and there'll be a fresh brand on January 2nd.
All right, very good. Good to meet you, Bill, and we'll be right back.
Thank you.
Jacobson McCall have created Agent 55, a real estate firm focused on 55-plus communities.
Agent 55 and the marketing technology allows us to deliver even more to buyers and sellers.
Everyone respects Kelly's over 30 years experience as a top sales producer and trusted expert within 55-plus communities.
Agent 55 has great knowledge of Laguna Woods.
Agent 55 offers something powerful and unique. We guarantee it. Ask us how.
If you asked me what I wanted to be when I was a child, I would have told you a princess or an astronaut, maybe even a chef. But things change. I may not have become a princess, but I found someone who treated me like one. I may not have become an astronaut, but I still got to see the world. I may not have become a chef, but you would never leave my house hungry. The Emeritus Institute has kept my love of learning alive. Every day is a new adventure, and the Emeritus classes have made it possible to keep living out my dreams. Sign up today and begin your life's next adventure.
And welcome back. With me right now is Dustin Arbuckle. He is with our Social Services Department and a liaison with Saddleback Medical Center. We also have Susan Thomas here with the foundation of Laguna Woods Village. And welcome, both of you.
Thank you,
Great
Ken.
to have you both on. And Dustin, you've been on, I think, once before.
Once before,
right?
Yep.
So let's first talk about the relationship between Memorial Care, Saddleback Medical Center, and here with our Social Service Department. It's something that years ago was done, and now you're doing this. So tell us about that, how that program works.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm a Saddleback Hospital social worker, and I work in Laguna Woods Village Social Services Department. And about 70% of that position is doing just that, working with social services to create a support system for residents, which is providing resources, referrals, problem solving, and really getting to understand how to best address the needs of Laguna Woods Village.
Right, and of course you bring your past experience here, and then you go back to Saddleback and you kind of work with them, and so it's a real partnership about, you kind of communicate to them what is needed here.
Yep, and that's the key, and that's in that understanding of working with the population of Laguna Woods, and then taking it back to do that other 30% of the position, which is working with Saddleback administrators to create the most age-friendly health system possible, as well as program development, which is kind of what brings us here.
Now, when you have this partnership here, are you sort of on loan to us for a certain amount of time? Or is it more of a permanent position?
It's permanent, yep, full-time,
Good.
40 hours a week.
All right, very good. Now, the reason, Susan, you're here today is you folks, or both of you together, are going to be talking about this fall prevention program coming up. Right. Saddleback, or excuse me, at the Foundation of Laguna Woods Village, of course, a lot of people know help people in need. It's done anonymously, and most of the time, you get your information from social services.
Correct.
Yeah.
We're partnered with social services. We provide, as the foundation, the funding, and they tell us who's in need and where the funding should go. We raise funds. We're a philanthropic organization. Sometimes people get us mixed up with the Golden Rain Foundation, but we're the philanthropic organization. Right. So that's really important. We're very excited about working with Justin on the fall prevention program, because it in fact impacts all citizens of Laguna Woods Village, and we as the foundation want to be a part of the village and to impact all residents of and the fall prevention program is something that has happened before, but what Justin has put together is unique and very impactful to the village.
Yeah, and Dustin, I think what's unique about this is, as you know, social services have had these programs before, but I don't think the foundation was ever involved that I can recall.
Yeah, it's kind of a new development in the partnership between Saddleback Hospital, Laguna Woods Social Services, and the foundation. Yeah, so it's a new development. The class itself is called a balancing act, and it's an 8-session class. There'll be 4 of them, It's led by Memorial Care Physical Therapy, and it's
great.
specifically
Yeah.
for Laguna Woods Village residents. You don't have to be low income. So it's because falls are such a global issue,
Okay.
we're opening
That's
it up
what I
to
was going to
everyone.
ask, because the foundation is usually associated with people who are low income or have temporary needs.
Well, we impact all residents, things
Yeah.
like the Braille Institute and hearing issues and
Right.
finding ways to help citizens of the village in every way.
Right. So Dustin, this is going to start in, did you say September or
September.
August?
Yep.
Okay.
It's September 6th.
Okay.
Will be the first fall class. It's on Friday, and it's in Clubhouse 5 Fitness Center. It's from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. But before that, there's also this dimension to the program that is it's separate from the classes. You don't have to register for it, and it's this educational component. And that the first one will be in August, on August 28th.
So do these classes that are going to be happening once they start in September, is it twofold, meaning folks are going to sit down and kind of talk about, go through, well, here's the things that you can do to prevent falls within your home and your everyday life. In addition to that, how to get up, be physically fit, and know how to balance yourself. Is a little bit of both?
Yeah, so the physical therapist, this is something they've been doing for a long time.
Yeah.
So it's definitely got that exercise component.
Yeah.
You know, I actually I participated in it once. My hips were burning by the end of it, and but it was fun. It's exercise, but it's also it's educational, how to get up after a fall as well.
Now, Susan, of course, you know, one of the worst things as we get older are falls.
Absolutely.
People may not think, oh, it's just a fall. I've fallen, you know, if you fall and you're 10 years old, okay,
You bounce
big
up.
deal, you bounce up. Even when you're 20 and 30, but as you get a little bit older, you don't. And the fall itself may not be the most debilitating part of it. It's the after effects of it. Not only just the physical part, but the mental part, right?
Absolutely. And in fact, we have some personal experiences, both of us, that we want to bring out that show that. And my father, unfortunately, he loved to help the family, carried the groceries through the back door, tripped, fell, broke his neck, never recovered. So the after effect of that one was death. And it was, and one of my neighbors has storage in an attic, got up on a ladder. In fact, I think generally we know ladders are a no-no for us. I won't even step on a two-step ladder anymore.
Right.
Because ladders, you don't realize it, but it can be a small fall, but the impacts can be tremendous because of what happens later.
Yeah, and I also do have a personal connection. My fiance's father actually had a pretty bad fall recently, and it was totally debilitating. It's something that I bring, an experience I bring to all the families that I meet with, because I see all the falls that happen that go to Saddleback Hospital. In every family meeting, I'm kind of bringing that experience. I know that families, this could be the hardest thing they've ever gone through.
Right, and I know when my mom has since passed away years ago, but that happened to her.
Yeah.
You know, she slipped on the dog's water bowl, and you know, down she went and broke a hip, and then a couple years later she fell again because she was trying to catch herself from falling. You know, you become more timid.
Yeah. Lots of broken wrists and other broken parts of the body.
Yeah, that's what happened.
And it's the fear of falling, actually, it causes isolation, and it can make it so people don't get out and be as active, which can cause falls.
Well, I know we're, Susan's going to send up, not you, Susan, but the Susan from Social Services is going to, you're making up a flyer that you folks will send up to us. So I'll obviously tell you more about this, and we should have you folks back on maybe in August to sort of get people back in tune with this, that this would be happening.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you,
Very
Ken.
good. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to see you again, Dustin.
Meet you.
Take care, and we'll be right back.
Holiday season is near, and Diane's Hallmark is your one-stop shop for the special people in your life. We have beautiful beautiful, unique gifts and decorations. Women's clothing, religious items, cards of course, and a wide selection of amazing, fun items you must see to believe. Come see why so many of your neighbors come to Diane's Hallmark for their holiday needs. Diane's Hallmark is close by in Laguna Niguel. Stop in to see our broad selection of year-round and seasonal gifts and cards.
Because we're going behind the scenes, and I'm going to give Ken a present. Ken, I'm presenting you with a present for Christmas since I won't be here next week.
Oh, well,
and I
thank
want
you.
you to open it.
You didn't have to do that.
Yes, I had to because I couldn't resist. So here you go.
All right.
And I want everybody to see how much fun.
Thank you. This was very nice of you.
Well, we know how much you love this, and I just couldn't resist.
Oh my God! Look at that.
Oh wait! It gets better. Watch this.
Oh my God! I love it. Thank you.
You're welcome. I thought it was just so Ken. It was awesome. So anyway, Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
And I want him to wear this next week because I won't be here. So wear it next week.
Okay, I am going to wear this on. Well, Monday's the only day we're live.
Oh, that's right.
So I'm going to wear this
Monday.
No jacket. I'm just warning you.
No jacket
No
and
jacket.
no tie?
No tie.
No tie. He's just going to wear the
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Well, anyway, we have a quick minute for the weather.
A quick minute for the weather. Today and tomorrow, bright and sunny, a little bit warmer out. As I said, we are looking at scattered showers. Maybe, I doubt Sunday night, but it's a possibility. Very, very late Sunday. And then on through, unfortunately, on and off all the way through Christmas week, it looks like. It just depends how it moves around and how much there's going to be.
I hope
so unfortunately,
people want to have stuff outside for California, right?
Yeah, but that's the way it is. And around Orange County and beyond today, everything's in the mid to upper 60s, except up there in Big Bear, where it's 44.
Yeah, it's good.
Yes.
All right, so tomorrow we have the United Mutual update. We have the City Council meeting report. We have Isolate Pure CBD, so that's something new.
That is, yes.
And then we have Sterling Financial. So you guys have a great day in the village, and from me, Merry Christmas to you next week, and I'll see you after the holiday. I think he likes it.
I like it. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.